What is going on, guys? It's Justin from the J Media, back with another video. So we are back trying to fix the broken cars, trying to diagnose what is going on. We have the Honda Civic Si just sitting here beside the other broken car, and I have the help of Aiden today. Hi. Helping me out, trying to diagnose what might be wrong. So yeah, we've been here trying to mess around with it maybe for the past 10 minutes. You said possibly might be something electrical?
Yeah, so I'm thinking probably a fuel pump relay, so that's what we're going to start with testing out.
Okay. So when we try to cycle the key on and off, it wasn't getting any power. So
no power to the fuel pump.
Okay. Yeah, hopefully if it's just a relay, it shouldn't be too bad, but you know, hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully it's nothing major. I also do have to replace this belt's pretty bad, but we already ordered that. That should be on the way, and yeah, hopefully we get this car running. Alright, so while working on the SI, Aiden was sharing with me about one of his personal project cars. Super cool build. You mind telling people of YouTube more about it?
Yeah, sure. So I have this 1996 Miata, and I'm doing a K-swap on it with the S2000 transmission, and I have a K24 bottom end with TSX rods and pistons, and then I have a K20 head on it, and I fully rebuilt that. Hopefully make some good power on the dyno.
Man, that's gonna be pretty sweet. And made it to S2000 transmission.
Yeah, S2000 transmission, so it should feel like an S2000 hopefully.
With more power.
With more power. Yeah.
Are you gonna keep it NA or boost it?
Well, I plan on boosting in the future.
Okay.
It's just
enjoy it for right now.
Yeah, time and money.
Yeah. Would you say, I guess with this setup, you're probably gonna make like around 300, you think? Or
I don't think 300. I'm hoping like 240.
Okay.
Because it's like a stock build, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
I don't have any aftermarket parts in there.
Okay.
So.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I can't wait, man.
Nice, nice. Do you think, what kind of timeline are you looking at to get everything all put together?
So I'm about 80% done with the exhaust. I just gotta weld up like 3 more V-bands on it and then get that on there, fix my wide band, make it reaccurate, and then hopefully put it on the dyno, make some jam.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah. Nice, man. Alright, little update for you guys. So Aiden is pretty much just testing out all the different fuses in the engine bay as well as in the cabin. And you guys might notice we have this ECU plugged out. So yeah, we're trying to trace it. Hopefully it's not that issue, but so far each time this fuse keeps blowing up. So yeah, so trying to trace down to see what the issue is. Alright, so Aiden was diagnosing it. He had to leave for a little bit to head to work, but he is tracing it down. He thinks it's an electrical issue. It could be the bad ECU, hopefully not. It could be the fuel pump relay. It keeps blowing the fuse for some reason, so we're not sure. Maybe it's one of the relays in the engine bay, but still trying to diagnose it. I was trying to mess around with my Mitsubishi Lancer Ralliart as well, but we haven't got around to taking a look at that one car at a time. The Ralliart now, lights all stay on as long as the battery is connected, so I'm not sure what's going on. He thinks it might be a vacuum leak of some sort, but we'll see. Alright, a couple hours has passed and Aiden is back here trying to help diagnose the SI. So as you can tell, it's all dark, but we have some lights. So what's the update? Any new findings, I guess?
So while I was at work, I did a little bit of reading, and some people have said that they have issues with the junction. So inside this harness, there's a junction where there's ground for the sensors, there's power for the sensors and for the fuel injectors, and I believe there's another ground. And what happens is it shorts out inside of there. So right now I just tested the fuel injector. So I believe the yellow and black is the power. So whenever I check that to ground, I get no resistance. So it appears to be shorted. So
okay.
I'm gonna double check the wiring diagrams to make sure that that's correct, and then we'll go from there.
And right now Aiden's taking apart the fuse box, trying to find where the issue might be. Alright, so Aiden turned the wheel to the side and he was checking underneath in here, and he says he found some freight wires. So first things first, very oily, very greasy. But he said he also found some frayed wires. So probably we'll try to fix stuff going on here first.
Well, there you go. That'll do it.
Ooh.
The rubbing on the crank shorted it out. But there still is the issue with the fuse box where it's getting power when it shouldn't. So that still needs to be figured out, but that'll definitely cause some issues for you.
So would it have to be replaced or just some electrical tape and
So I'm probably strip back the harness a little bit.
okay.
And then just, if the wires like aren't frayed too bad, like if only a little bit is broken, then I'll tape it up. But if a lot of them are broken, I'll solder some fresh wire on there.
Gotcha.
Make sure it's strong and secure, and then zip tie it in place so it doesn't come loose again.
Okay, and what wire is that again?
This is for the crank sensor.
Crank sensor.
So
okay.
I think what happened was this little clip. So there's a clip on there. The clip came loose, and then it got loose, and it started rubbing on the crank.
Yeah, a little frayed.
So
some wire.
yeah.
Okay.
So that happened.
All right, so it's been a few days and we are back with Aiden helping to work on the Civic Si. So last time he was here, he noticed that some of the wires were frayed on the crank sensor wires. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the crank sensor wire. So the power on the ground. This power goes all the way back over to the fuse box for the main relay that powers the ECU as well as the fuel pump relay. So without that, no ECU, no fuel pump, and the fuse keeps blowing. So hopefully, after we fix up these, should be good. We'll test from there.
Yeah, hopefully that works. We also ordered a new serpentine belt because the one we currently have is toast. Also went ahead and ordered the fuel pump relay. Not sure if it's needed. If it's not, I could just return the part. But yeah, kind of go from there. Like I said, hopefully that little wire is the cause of all problems. We took a little break from the SI and Aiden is just pretty much helping me check out the S2000. Has the sticky pedal and the driver feel, the clutch feels a little bit, I don't know, sticky, I guess that's the best way I could call it. Alright, so we have Aiden replacing the serpentine belt. So that's a 14, right? Is that a 14?
Yep, 14.
14 on the tensioner. And the belt should come right off. You guys will see how ripped apart it is.
Yeah, I got all ripped up.
You guys can see it's all frayed over there.
Yep, got pretty destroyed. The whole chunk is missing right there. This thing is dirty.
And Aiden's feeding the serpentine belt. So yeah, what would you see the sequence is to, you know, for someone like me who don't really know the sequence?
You just kind of memorize it for certain cars as you do more and more of them.
Okay. And the few components it's connected to is what? The alternator?
Alternator, AC compressor, and yeah, and the water pump on this one.
Okay, so 3 things.
Yeah, and then crankshaft and an idler right here. That's about it on here.
Okay. And you want to feed your belt underneath. So Aiden was laying on the ground earlier to feed the belt underneath. And then you want to go up front. So you can easily look up the diagram online. Every car is a little bit different. And then once you pretty much have everything almost in place, you put the 14mm wrench back on the tensioner, just so you can move it, get some slack, and then you can slip that belt back on.
There you go.
Nice. So just like that. So if you know what you're doing, I would say, what, 5 minutes you could do it if you know what you're doing?
Yeah, 5 to 10 minutes.
5 to 10 minutes.
Depends on how dirty you want to get.
Aiden's really quick. He's definitely done this quite a few times.
Yeah, done a couple Ks. Pretty common.
Like new. Alright, a little update. We have the fuse box put back together. We keep blowing this fuse right here. right now with a new 15 amp fuse. Once we have those wires plugged back in, crankshaft wire, all that's good to go. It didn't blow the fuse, so that's good. Also have the ECU plugged in, battery hooked up, just the intake left. But yeah, I think we'll be able to test it out pretty soon, see if it starts. All right, so moment of truth. All the way, start it.
Go ahead.
Oh, she's alive. She is alive.
Oh yeah, dude.
We did it. Man, she's alive.
Check engine light? Yeah,
no.
check engine light.
Oh, check engine light, yeah.
Yeah, let's scan it and see what it is.
Okay, cool. Shut it off.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, she starts. First time in a few weeks, so that's a good sign. All right, so there's a check engine light. So right now, Aiden's just scanning it to
intake
see.
air temp and manufacturer control, intake air temp.
Well, that's because we don't have the intake hooked up yet.
Don't have the intake plugged in, so no mass airflow sensors, so no intake air temp.
Okay, so once we plug it in, that shouldn't be there.
Yep.
Cool.
Plug it back in and clear the codes.
All right, so engine bay is all put back together. We have the intake. Earlier, the check engine light is probably because of the mass airflow sensor. Intake was off, but right now Aiden's on the back tidying everything up. We fuel pump was taken apart because we wanted to check, make sure that was not the issue. So we're just trying to put everything back together and then, yeah, start up the car, take her for a test drive, make sure everything runs good.
No.
We have Aiden putting back the fuel pump. So on the FG2s or Civic EX Coupe, it's kind of weird because, yeah, some fuel pumps, like I know on my Mitsubishi Lancers as well as RSX, because we have fuel pumps replaced on those two cars, it's right underneath the bottom seat. So all you have to do is just take apart your back seat and it's right underneath. But for this car, it's kind of weird because it's like right in between the bottom of the seat and your trunk. So yeah, anyways, Aiden's putting back all together. Initially just wasn't sure if it was a fuel pump issue, fuel pump relay, electrical. There's just, with the whole diagnosis process, you just gotta test everything out just to eliminate what might be the issue. All right, so everything is all buttoned up, everything back together. Let's go ahead and fire up the car. We're gonna make sure there's no check engine light. I can go ahead and crank it?
Yeah, well, okay. To clear the codes, it has to be
just on, right? Engine off, okay.
Yeah.
And the SI is alive as well. Big thank you to Aiden for helping out, getting the SI up and running. So the culprit behind this car was the wire, the crank sensor wire that was unplugged. Serpentine belt was bad as well, but everything's good to go. We're gonna take it for a little test drive. Big thank you to Aiden.
Oh yeah, man.
Second gear full 2000.
Dude, that's pretty quick. That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all, man. A little bit of rub. This thing pulls good. Yeah. Not bad.
All right, so hit VTEC a couple times. Car runs pretty solid. We're gonna let Aiden take it for a little rip. If you want, you can actually go out, turn left, go all the way down and flip around, so you got more road. Yeah. Pretty good.
That was pretty second, I think.
Pretty solid.
Yeah, dude, that's solid, man. It's the car.
Alright, so we're back from the little test drive, and once we're done parking, I'll get Aiden's opinion on it. I mean, I don't really sit as passenger of this car too often, so it definitely feels good and sounds good. What are your thoughts?
Dude, I think this thing, very good daily driver. Rips, sounds good. I mean, it's comfortable.
So you have driven a stock 8th Gen SI?
Yeah, so I have driven a stock 8th Gen SI, and that thing was so slow. It was crazy slow. like until you hit VTEC, then it kind of moves a little bit, but it just, my stock Miata was probably faster than that thing, if I had to guess.
Dang. So like this one, would you say it feels like, well, I don't know, like a much more power, like double, or maybe not double, but
no, I mean, I would say maybe a good 30 to 40 more. That one might have just been down on power, maybe, you know, high mileage or something, but yeah, this one, it feels good.
Pretty solid.
Yeah, it feels good.
I'm just that car is up and running again. Again, big thank you to Aiden.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Alright, so the Civic Si is back in action, and besides that car, I also want to say our Mitsubishi Lancer Ralliart is also back up and running. So that's going to be in a separate video, but two of my cars died the same week. Both are back and running the same day, so super awesome. Ralliart we had to send to a shop that was fixed, and then the SI is up and running. Again, big thank you to Aiden. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to see his new upcoming Miata S1000 build. And yeah, if I need any help in the future, he lives fairly close by. So again, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to leave a thumbs up, hit the subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.